Well, hello everyone, and welcome along to our abridged Australia Day presentations for the Goondiwindi Regional Council Goondiwindi section. And a little bit different this year because our old friend COVID is still with us. So we're coming to you online, so welcome to you wherever you're listening to us online, and thanks for joining us, and I'm sure you'll enjoy hearing about our nominees and celebrating our award winners this afternoon. I'd like to acknowledge some folks that are here with us live in the audience. And firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the Mayor of the Goondiwindi Regional Council, Lawrence Springborg AM. Welcome, Lawrence. I'd also like to acknowledge our councillors that are with us this afternoon, Mackenzie, Carney, Kelly and Watt. Welcome, councillors. And I'd also like to acknowledge our current, for a few minutes longer, Australian Award Citizen of the Year, Beck Cover, who is with us as well to help with our presentations and hand over her crown to the next person this afternoon. So, in beginning this presentation today, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting and broadcasting on today, and pay respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Australia Day is a day where we reflect on our history, its highs and its lows. We respect the stories of others, and we celebrate our nation, its achievements, and most of all, its people. Australia Day, we're all part of the story. Now, to make his opening comments, I'd like to welcome our Mayor, Lawrence Springborg.
Thank you very much, Lou, and can I just say our council and our community appreciate your contribution enormously and the very professional way that you agree quite regularly to be our community's MC. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we would very much agree that Lou is exceptionally well qualified for this and does an amazing job, and we're just very, very grateful, and thank you very much to you, Beck. Can I just say we're very proud of you. You are an exemplary citizen of our community. You always conduct yourself with extraordinary pride and acumen, and we acknowledge that. And as I said before, we are proud of you, and we are proud of the role that you have as a great ambassador in our community, and the just recognition that our community provided to you last year, and also the various award winners in the various categories during the course of 2021. To my councillors who are here today, I acknowledge them, and also we have two councillors at the moment who are absent and have asked for their apologies to be noted, Councillor O'Shea and also Councillor Brennan. They are conducting a very important community meeting on our behalf as well, so they would have liked to have been here. To our members of our community, Carl, of course, our CEO and other council officers. This is, of course, a little bit different to what we did last year when we were down in the park and were able to all gather under that magnificent Moreton Bay fig, or just off to the side, in the spirit of celebration and recognition of Australia Day and our citizens and their contribution. We would have liked to have been able to recognise publicly, as you would expect, all of our nominees, because all of our nominees have done a remarkably great job in their community. They don't seek praise, and they generally don't seek recognition. Their peers, of course, do feel as though they are considerate of some recognition, and that's why they have been nominated. And I just want to say to them, thank you very much. Your contribution is just as important, and it is not diminished by the fact that we're not able to have anyone here or everyone here today. I've taken the opportunity to write to all of them personally, and also to send them a certificate of recognition for their contribution, and also congratulations and thanks for what they do on behalf of our community. We continue to be challenged and have to innovate around COVID, and that's why we have decided as a council to bring our winners here today, along with some of your family members, to be able to recognise you and to be able to thank you. Lou mentioned a moment ago what Australia Day means, how we celebrate everyone, how we celebrate our cultures, how we celebrate the wonderful nation that we have become. And indeed, we have many people from around the world who quite regularly apply and wish to be citizens of our wonderful country. And that's because of the shared values that we have. That's because of the community spirit that we have. That's because we have many wonderful, unique flavours and identities in our communities right across Queensland and Australia. No two communities are the same. And people tend to choose to live in the areas that they choose to live in because of the circumstances and because there is something that really attracts them. It's something that they want to be a part of. And so it is with our regional council area, the Goondiwindi Regional Council area. We're very proud of our 11,000 citizens who are residents of our 19,000 square kilometres. We're very proud of the people of our community, the rich tapestry that makes up our community, the people who provide the professional support, the people who do such extraordinary volunteerism in our community. We cannot for one moment even seek to put some degree of value on what that means. Those people who volunteer out there in a whole heap of ways, whether it be culturally, sporting, professionally, whatever the case may be, you all make up a significant part of our community, and without you, it wouldn't be what it is. And I think it's wonderful that we have the chance to come together, albeit somewhat limited by circumstances, to continue to recognise your contribution. We're very, very proud of you. We salute you. And this is appropriate, I believe, that we have the opportunity to select from amongst those amazing nominees a number of people who will go on to represent the various categories that they've been nominated in. And we know that you are going to go out there and be great ambassadors for your community, continue to build the community spirit that we have, and to go on and further demonstrate that Goondiwindi is regional Australia at its best. And the reason it's regional Australia at its best is because of you. It's not because of your council. We think that we'd go okay, but without you, we couldn't do what we do. You make an extraordinary difference within our community. Your shared values, what you actually bring, your keenness and your contribution to your community. So congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, and let's just hope that when we come to next year, we have the opportunity to again gather more traditionally, so we can recognise and so that we have the chance to be able to applaud you, support you, and to showcase your contributions in front of hundreds of your peers as we do as well. But today, it's about our senior and junior citizens in town and your contribution. Congratulations again. It's our great privilege to recognise you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Lawrence, for your opening remarks there, and very kind introduction to me as well. I should add that one of the main reasons that I keep getting invited along each year is that I represent the Rotary Club of Goondiwindi on the Australia Day selections, and I'd like to also acknowledge the current President of Rotary, Kim Skinner, who is here with us in the audience today. And of course, normally we'd be cooking our sausages and our bacon for breakfast, but that's not to be. So anyway, we'll now move on to our awards. As is the usual procedure, we'll hear about each of the nominees in each of the sections. We'll hear about their stories and their achievements, and then we'll announce the winner of each category, ask them to come forward, receive their award from Beck, and say a few words as well. So our first award this afternoon is for the Community Project or Cultural and Community Event of the Year. Now this is presented to an individual, group, club, association or event that has made a noteworthy contribution to the local community. So our nominees for this year are, firstly, the Goondiwindi Motorcycle Club. The Goondiwindi Motorcycle Club has done a fantastic job of offering a family-friendly community sport for all ages to participate in. The club successfully ran practice days, club race days, and the annual Goondiwindi Motocross Country Race in a harsh year. The club ground suffered damage from a flooding event in early 2021 and battled with the ongoing COVID restrictions to get the club back and running for its loyal members. Our first nominee, the Goondiwindi Motorcycle Club. Second nominee for the community or cultural event is the Goondiwindi Pony Club Zone 28 Pony Club. So they hosted a wonderful and successful event in 2021, the Pony Club Queensland State Championships. Both the Goondiwindi and Yarrell Creek Pony Club joined together to host the event. Over 574 visitors camped at the Goondiwindi Showgrounds for 7 days of competition, and both clubs should be congratulated for successfully managing the event and the hard work involved. The 574 visitors enjoyed the hospitality in the Goondiwindi region, and many said they would return for future events and holidays in the community. Our second nominee, the Goondiwindi Pony Club and the State Championships. Our next nominee is the Yalarbin Men's Shed. The Yalarbin Men's Shed is an extremely active group of Yalarbin locals committed to contributing and improving their town along with promoting men's health. The group meets every Saturday in addition to delivering many community projects. Activities include cooking breakfasts for the Yalarbin Mental Health Men's Group every month, undertaking regular mowing of the Yalarbin town beyond what the council undertakes to ensure that the town is looking clean and tidy. They have created Yalarbin artefacts display at the silo viewing area, as well as undertaking painting and improvements to the weighbridge. Art sculptures and replica fence were installed at the Dingo Fence post marker. The group run the community gardens and create the annual Christmas lights display. Recently, the membership rules were changed to allow female community members, so that's really good as well. Our nominee, Yalarbin Men's Shed. And the winner of the community project or community event for this year is the Yalarbin Men's Shed.
Sorry, Tony, Paul, we can't shake hands, we've got to do it here. Congratulations.
Thank you for that. We're certainly very honoured and weren't expecting anything like that, and we really do enjoy working with our community, and also the efforts that council does to support our community too, which does make some of our projects a lot easier too, and yeah, so thank you very much.
Congratulations there to the Yalarbin Men's and Ladies Shed. Next award we're going to hear about is the Junior Sports Award. Now this is presented to a young individual who has excelled in the sporting field or made a noteworthy contribution to sport in the local community. Our first nominee this afternoon is Bailey Maxwell. Bailey has been identified by Goondiwindi State High School Student Council as a student who contributes more than just being a player in local football. Bailey played in the under-16s in 2021, but more than that, he's always keen to help out by being a ball boy, linesman and volunteer for many years at Junior Rugby League. Our first nominee, Bailey Maxwell. Our next nominee for the Junior Sports Award is Megan Morris. Megan has had a busy life and a busy year, but an injury-plagued year, unfortunately, with the many sports that she participates in. She participates in mini triathlons as a member of the Goondiwindi Tri Club. She's a member of the Goondiwindi Stingers Swim Club since she was 6 years old. She's been a Darling Downs representative in the Queensland School Triathlon Championships, and as a 12-year-old she represented Darling Downs and Queensland in the aquathlon. At the Goondiwindi State High School Swimming Carnival, she was named Age Champion. She was selected in the Goondiwindi Under-14 Inter-District Netball team. She competed with the Goondiwindi High School team in the High School Percentile Camp Drafts last year, and the high school also has a horse sports team that Megan is a member of. She's a member of the Goondiwindi Pony Club and regularly competes in gymkhanas, both sporting and formal. Megan and DJ, I don't think that's one of her brothers, I think it's the horse, competed in their first tetrathlon for equestrian, which is a precursor to the Olympic event of the modern pentathlon. So competitors in that event run, swim, shoot and jump. And in November, she competed at the inaugural Queensland Championships and placed 5th overall in the 13 to 17 age group. The Junior Sports Award for this year goes to Megan Morris.
I'm so thrilled that people have thought of me as such a member of the town, and yeah, I very much so enjoy all of my horse riding and sporting as much as, yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Megan, and congratulations. Next this afternoon, we're going to hear also about sport, but in the senior section, and we're going to hear about the Senior Sports and the Senior Sports Administration Award. So these are presented to an individual or team that has excelled in the sporting field or has made a noteworthy contribution to sport in the local community. So our nominees are as follows. Firstly, Stanley Montgomery. Stan has been umpiring AFL since he was 14 years old. On moving to Goondiwindi, he umpired games unassisted and quickly realised there was a shortage of umpires and has now been umpiring for over 40 years. In 2021, he was successful in gaining the Regional Umpire Manager for the Darling Downs. Stan is passionate about AFL and the development of new and existing umpires to become the best they can be. Stanley Montgomery is our first nominee. Second nominee this afternoon is Anna Deans. Anna has contributed significantly to the Goondiwindi Junior Rugby League Club, where she's held the position of secretary for many years. Anna has ensured that the club has developed and maintained a positive atmosphere for junior players to enjoy. Please congratulate Anna Deans. Our next nominee in this section is Jason Donpon. Jason has been a valuable member of the Goondiwindi Motorcycle Club from his early childhood days, as well as holding positions on the committee. He continually volunteers his time and machinery to help the motocross track and grounds in top condition, and on race days he volunteers as a flag marshal. Jason's dedication and support of the club was recently recognised when he was inducted as a life member of the club. Please congratulate Jason Donpon. Next nominee in our senior sports section is Callum Skinner. Callum has had a long career in both rugby league and rugby union, has been a player and a coach for both senior and junior teams, as well as a committee member. Callum goes above and beyond to give back to the game and to his club. He has been instrumental in ensuring the fitness of the teams he plays for. Some of his achievements include the 2021 A-grade TRL Premiership for the Goondiwindi Boars, A-grade, 2020 A-grade Risdon Cup Premiership for the Toowoomba Bears, because there wasn't any game in town. He travelled to Toowoomba to join in there. In 2019, A-grade Best Forward of the Year for the Goondiwindi Boars, and 2018 Risdon Cup Premiership for the Goondiwindi A-grade Emus. Our next nominee, please congratulate Callum Skinner. Our next nominee in this section is Barb Bardsley. Barb has been the backbone of the Goondiwindi Junior Cricket for a number of years, a long-serving committee member as treasurer and organiser of grants for the committee, and even running the canteen. Barb has served as the junior cricket representative on the Gilbert Oval Recreation Committee for a great number of years, and has now taken on the secretary for the Gilbert Rec Association. The work that Barb has done, not only in front of the scenes but behind, is well and greatly appreciated by all for a sometimes thankless role. Please congratulate Barb Bardsley. The Senior Sports Administration Award for this year goes to Barb Bardsley. Now, unfortunately, Barb is not with us this afternoon. Do we have someone here who's going to accept that on her behalf? You? Okay. Thanks, Beck. Well, you've already got it. That's great. All right, and we'll get that to Barb at some later stage. The Senior Sports Award now for this year is awarded to Callum Skinner. And Callum is working away at the moment and is represented by his wife, Tash.
On behalf of Callum, he's very sorry he couldn't be here tonight, but unfortunately he's working away in Marachula. So we're certainly very proud of him and all he's achieved for all the clubs that he's been a part of. So thank you very much for giving your support to him.
Okay, our next award that we're going to hear about is our Young Citizen of the Year. And this is presented to a young citizen who has made a noteworthy contribution to the local community through outstanding service. So our nominees for this award are, first of all, Olivia Nelson. Goondiwindi State High School Student Councillors nominated Ms Olivia Nelson for an Australia Day Award because of her continually positive attitude, encouragement and enthusiasm contributed to the education of students in all of her classes, along with the Year 11 students who she supports as their year level coordinator. Ms Nelson's belief in students inspires them to try again where otherwise they might have given up. Please congratulate Olivia Nelson. Our next nominee for the Young Citizen of the Year is Lulu Berend. Lulu was very moved by news reports about, from Afghanistan about the armed forces withdrawing from the country last year and the Taliban, of course, moving in. Lulu decided to raise money through a bake sale and free dress day to send it to an organisation who would be assisting Afghanis, and consequently $1,000 was raised from the students and staff of the high school to send to UNICEF. Please congratulate Lulu. Our next nominee is Ebony Campbell. And Ebony has grown her hair, half a luck, with the sole intention of having it all cut off to be made into wigs for children living with cancer. Ebony encouraged others to support her by making cash donations to the cause, which helped her to raise well above her original goal. Please congratulate Ebony Campbell for her donation. Next nominee in the junior section is Mackenzie Road. Mackenzie attended Fairholme College in Toowoomba, holding the leadership position of sports captain of netball. She's coordinated a social netball competition aiming to encourage individuals, regardless of their capacity, to participate, fostering an inclusive and enriched community. Mackenzie achieved an academic excellence certificate and has additionally completed certificates 3 and 4 in allied health services. Mackenzie has led the senior Vicky Wilson netball team with distinction and pride, and she consistently contributes to a myriad of positive aspects within the local community where she is at Mooney, for example volunteering for St Vincent de Paul, and she's always involved in community service in the Mooney area. Please congratulate Mackenzie Road. Next nominee in the junior section is Lily Emerton. Lily helps out at MAP Rescue, which is the animal rescue, and when she's not busy with her own animals, and she recently helped drop animal supplies to the evacuation centre at the showgrounds during the recent flooding event. Lily's attitude was, there must be more that I can do, so she spent the night baking biscuits and muffins to drop off to the families and volunteers at the evacuation centre. In March 2021, when we were all in lockdown, Lily spent a lot of time with her mum looking after an elderly gentleman who lives nearby. Lily helped with weekly shopping and baked lots of biscuits for him. To this day, Lily still bakes for him and visits to check on him. He has become her adopted grandfather. Let's congratulate Lily Emerton. Our next nominee in the junior citizen section is Emma Conway. Emma is a pillar of our community through both her professional career and as a volunteer with many community groups. This year, Emma was awarded the Pharmacist of the Year, an accolade reserved only for the elite in her profession. In addition to this, Emma is frequently undertaking projects and helping out local community groups to help those around her, including assisting with the Pharmacist fundraising for farmers affected by drought, organising an event with Trade Mutt to encourage conversation about mental health, participating in the world's greatest shave, raising $18,000 for cancer research. Through her connection with Young Guns, she's organised and facilitated many welcoming and networking events for young professionals who have moved to town. She's a member of the McIntyre Club and a committed volunteer for the Goondiwindi picnic races, an advocate for rural living and connectedness. Emma regularly also attends the Yalaba Men's Breakfast to offer support and health advice to male community members and facilitating further communication and conversation about better mental wellness. Our Young Citizen of the Year is Emma Conway.
Thank you very much. I'm very humbled to be recognised, especially among such a great calibre of nominations. So congratulations to everyone who's been nominated. I'm a big believer that we're a product of the environment that we're in, so it's a real big privilege to be part of the Goondiwindi region and be in such a lovely place to be able to contribute to the community. Thank you very much.
So our final award this afternoon is our ultimate award, I suppose. It's the Citizen of the Year for Goondiwindi. And here are our nominees. Our first nominee this afternoon is Brad Dewson. Brad is the minister of the Presbyterian Church, and for the last 5 years he's helped out at the Goondiwindi State High School Chaplain's Breakfast for Students. Every Wednesday, week in, week out, that's 2,000 breakfasts he's cooked. Brad volunteered this year as president of the Goondiwindi Junior Rugby League Club, and he says it's a huge learning curve, but he's been quick to praise those who have supported him in his role. Brad has a joyful, genuine, informed, inquiring nature with a great sense of humour. Brad is always looking to connect with young and older people alike. Our first nominee, Brad Dewson. Next nominee for the Citizen of the Year is Mac Knipe. Mac has been a full-time practising mixed animal vet for over 30 years. He has a particular interest in equine medicine and surgery, feedlot cattle medicine, ophthalmology and veterinary pharmacology. Got through that all right? But he's just as happy to see a guinea pig, a dog or a camel. Mac has continued to study and update his skills, as well as owning and managing several businesses. Mac has completed 3 terms on 3 different local government councils as an elected member. Goondiwindi Town Council from 1997, Wagamba Shire Council from 2001 and Goondiwindi Regional Council from 2009. Mac is a fabulous, dedicated and caring veterinarian who is generous with his time and resources, giving to MAP Rescue and any number of animal welfare causes. Please congratulate nominee Mac Knipe. Our next nominee for the Citizen of the Year is Carolyn Jorgensen. Carolyn came to Goondiwindi in 2007 and since then has become willing to help out with any number of organisations and individuals. As a newcomer to town, she threw herself into meeting people and making friends by becoming a member of the B&S committee. And through her association with this committee, assisted in bringing large-scale events to town each year and providing significant fundraising to the community. Carolyn is an active member of the Goondiwindi State Primary School P&C Association. She is the current treasurer, a position she's held for 3 years. Furthermore, she helps in class, tuck shop, music subcommittee and other school events. She's assisted with her daughter's netball as a co-coach and is one of the welcoming, smiling faces at the finishing line of the Hell of the West. Carolyn has been a willing helper in the Visual Arts Pavilion at the Goondiwindi Show, an Aspects Art Show, and is a committee member of the Wingallen Pink Ladies Day and the Goondiwindi Family Daycare Association. She was treasurer of the Goondiwindi Ladies Touch Association for 12 years and has assisted in the cookery section at the Goondiwindi Show as a steward, while encouraging others to also enter their cookery. Please congratulate Carolyn Jorgensen. Take takes quite a long while to read some of these folks and their achievements. Our next nominee is Graham Shy. Graham has dedicated his life to improving the community of Goondiwindi and regional area. He's been a member of many sports played in the region over time, including cricket, rugby league, touch football, basketball, indoor cricket. Graham coached the rugby union under-19 team into a grand final. Through his business, Graham has brought many entertainers and live shows to the town, often resulting in improving the cultural offerings to the region. Often, perhaps sadly, he grabbed a guitar and added to the entertainment himself. He's a life member of the Goondiwindi Race Club, where he's held an executive position for at least 30 years. He remains the treasurer after 10 years. He's one of the key members of the team that secured funding, negotiated the deals and arranged the manpower to install turf on the Goondiwindi racetrack. He sourced hundreds of thousands of dollars of grant funds for the committee to improve the facility and is now regarded as the best in regional Queensland. Through his years, Graham was the track maintenance man, bouncing around on mowers and tractors. His community-minded spirit and willingness endeared him to his close friend, Vern Kleinschmidt. And Vern entrusted Graham with the role of managing the Vern Kleinschmidt Community Fund. In this role, Graham has identified and helped many event and community groups to access the funds made available in the community. Graham is the face of Easter in the McIntyre. He dreamt the idea up and enlisted various groups and community groups to support a wonderful and completely free community event, attended by over 1,000 people annually. He remains the driving force, generally making sure that it all comes together and works. Following a term on the Goondiwindi Town Council, Graham dedicated 12 years to the region through his role as mayor, following the amalgamation of councils in 2008. This leadership is recognised by Rotary through the awarding of a Paul Harris Fellowship, an award rarely bestowed on anyone outside the Rotary organisation. It is clear that Graham's contributions have made the town and region better for his involvement. Please congratulate Graham Shy. Next up in our nominees for Citizen of the Year is Heath Elsley. Heath is a farmer who, as a result of stressful conditions suffered during the drought, suffered anxiety. He used this adversity with the support of his wife Sophie to apply for a grant to set up the men's breakfast in Yalarbin. These breakfasts were advertised for any men in the area to attend, and often a guest speaker was invited along to share their story, and even other men from the local area shared stories about difficult situations they had experienced and survived. It has become a very positive and supportive forum for local men. Please congratulate Heath Elsley. Next nominee for Citizen of the Year is Carey Emerton. Without the dedication and commitment of Carey towards the welfare of neglected, unwanted and abandoned animals in the Goondiwindi regional area, MAP Rescue, McIntyre Animal Rescue, would not continue. Carey is its linchpin. She regularly engages with the Council regarding animal welfare issues and actively supports the Council's goals relating to animal management. She engages with police as necessary to ensure animal welfare outcomes, and on behalf of MAPR has a close relationship with Border Veterinary Surgery for the health management of shelter animals. In addition, Carey is the main contact person for MAPR when dealing with other shelters, and her role is pivotal in rehoming, fostering and adoption of shelter animals locally and with other shelters. As well, she engages with wildlife protection volunteers to ensure that any wildlife needing assistance are addressed. She's the face of MAPR locally and is consistently contacted by members of our community for advice and support when they've identified animal welfare concerns. In the 10 years of MAP Rescue, they have assisted 770 animals with rehoming, cats, kittens, dogs and puppies. This is in addition to the numerous wildlife that have been assisted. Carey's role is pivotal in ensuring that MAP Rescue is financially sustainable at the operational level, is actively involved in fundraising, grant applications and sponsorships. Without Carey's devoted service, it would be unlikely to continue. Please congratulate Carey Emerton. Also nominated for our Citizen of the Year is Diane Cairns. Diane has lived in Goondiwindi district for over 70 years, working and raising her family, and as time dictated, she became involved with many diverse groups to boost community spirit. Gunya Crafts. From 1969, the desire of this group was to create an environment where local artists were able to get together and produce crafts. Eventually, a shop was established and run successfully for over 20 years, with Diane serving as the long-term treasurer. The Flying Arts Alliance. In 1971, Diane would organise venues and logistics for various workshops run by local artists and enthusiasts. The Flying Arts Alliance would fly in talented professionals to instruct at these workshops. The scheme still runs today as a not-for-profit organisation with core funding from the Queensland Government. Goondiwindi District Family Historical Society. In 1992, Diane was part of some like-minded locals who established the Family History Society. Originally designed to research their own family history, Diane realised that there was a need to document the huge amount of history that groups had compiled with their own research, and quickly she became the go-to person for any historical information. The Society, with orchestration from Diane, has published a number of successful books recounting the history of the district, including When the Iron Horse Came to Town, History of Railway in Goondiwindi, Goondiwindi, a pictorial history, a pictorial book of old photos from as early as 1880, One for the Road, a history of Goondiwindi and district hotels. Hopefully Diane didn't spend too much time researching that one. Goondiwindi Cemetery Pioneer Wall. Diane found it difficult to provide people with information about the early pioneers. Many grave sites were unmarked and headstones were unable to be read through disrepair. A grant was received to fund the research and to document all grave sites at the Goondiwindi Cemetery. The Pioneer Wall was built in 2006, listing the names of people resting in unmarked graves, a lasting tribute to our early pioneers. Finally, the Goondiwindi District Historical Society. With a love of local history, Diane joined the Historical Society in 2015 and became president in 2017 with a goal to bring the Customs House back to life and showcase Goondiwindi's local history. The Customs House has now become a hub for events and celebrations. We would have been there today, if not for the rain, and visits from schools and tourists. Currently, the Society is installing historical information signs on significant buildings and features around town. Diane continues to be an active member of the Goondiwindi and district community, and that's why she's our Regional Citizen of the Year for Goondiwindi.
Councillors and visitors. This is most unexpected for me, for something that I do that I love, have a great passion for. As you can see from what I have been involved in, history is very important to us all, especially Goondiwindi. We have a really strong history that has been recorded, been written in various forms, from diaries to books, letters. And I think it's an important thing that we should continue that. Goondiwindi needs to be recorded for generations coming on, and I think that's where I try to encourage people to do that. The Customs House, I think we have rejuvenated that. We have lots of visitors coming through. They give us really excellent reports all the time. We have a lot of history there. It's all to do with Goondiwindi, with the early pioneers, the implements they used, how they survived. And I think I would just encourage people, if you have visitors, take them to the Customs House. It's our local historical spot. Just let them see what we've got. I would encourage everybody to go home, write your stories down. Don't rely on oral histories. It gets lost in the telling over the years. And of all things, look at your photos. Write the names and the dates. Because we all look at old photos and we don't know who they are, anything to do with it. So on that note, I would just thank anybody and everybody who nominated me for this position, and I think we'll go on. Okay? Thank you.
Well, congratulations to Diane as our Citizen of the Year for Goondiwindi. And that concludes our ceremony for today. I'd like to thank everyone that's here with us in person, our family members and our winners. Congratulations. And I'd like to thank everyone that's joining us online and watching this ceremony. We hope you've enjoyed hearing about those fantastic community members that we have right throughout Goondiwindi, and that when you next see them down the street with a mask on, you'll be able to congratulate them for their achievements. So thanks for joining us online, and happy Australia Day to everyone.